This is the hottest commodity in pro wrestling and the manager's manager, the maker of mayhem and the bringer of boom. I am Righteous. You're watching Scott Larson and the hashtag truth. Boom, baby.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Just a couple quick announcements, and then we will get to the man of the hour, Mr. Scene Nick. First announcement right off the gate, let's get to our sponsor, Griffin Painting and More, 25 years in the business. If you need your house painted, power washed, or they do a lot more than that, call Donna and Roy at 864-327-2840. Griffin Painting. They will definitely hook you up. Second of all, October 26, 2019 at the Forest City National Guard Armory, the 4th annual Billy Ruff Memorial Show will be happening. This year, the Memorial Cup will be in honor of Anna Page Wright, who is the daughter of Ben and Destiny Wright. Ben is a wrestler, and his daughter was born with multiple medical conditions. All proceeds from this Memorial Cup will go to the family to help with the medical bills. And it's all in honor of Billy Ruff, gone but never forgotten. We all need to come there, man. It's a great show, and there's a over-the-top battle royal at the end of it every year. So it's a good place to go. I will definitely be there front and center. And one other thing, Thursday night, Slap Down every Thursday night. Me and Chuck Winchester. It's the show about everything and anything. We'll see you Thursday night. Mr. Scene Nick, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Good as always, living that product sponsored life.
You got to explain that to me before I even ask a question. What is that?
Oh, Prada. It's like the most exclusive, greatest collection of handbags, pocketbooks. What else they got? Different clothing items, cologne. It's everything. It's exclusive. It's rich, just like me. And I'm sponsored by them.
Well, there you go. Hey, nothing like being sponsored right off the bat, right?
Yeah.
I had to work for 2 years just to get somebody to want to come on here and be sponsored. So that tells you the difference between me and you. You're that much better than me, man. So tell everybody, man, how did you get into the wrestling business, and how long have you been in it?
Woo. It's crazy how it works. Honestly, it started with me just sharing. I always wanted to be in it back from watching Sting versus Flair, First Clash of Champions. That really got me into it. But I noticed on Facebook sometimes years later, people weren't sharing or promoting the show. So I was all right, I'll do it. So I would start doing that. It got the attention of promoter, and he asked me, so how would you feel about having a promotional job helping with social media and all that? And I said, yeah, sure. Did that. That ended up transitioning to booking, which then transitioned to helping produce promos, doing backstage interviews, then working hard cam. And from there, I was like, I really want more. I want to be a manager. Can't really wrestle because I have issues with my right side of my body, nerve damage. But
okay,
I take a bump when I need to, though.
There you go, man. You always, every once in a while, the manager's got to take that little bump, that little fall off the outside of the ring or what have you, or maybe outside take a little clothesline or something. But I'm pretty sure you can handle that one.
Oh yeah, and in the choke slams from people who are like near 7 feet, which it doesn't feel good landing, but hey, the crowd loves it.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. So I'm told that you're going to be premiering at Ace coming up on the 19th, man. Tell us about that. Something about a takeover at Ace?
Yeah, it all started during WrestleMania week in New Jersey. I worked the show, did a over the top battle royal. I was in that battle royal. I was not thrown over the top rope. Nothing. Referee James Hunter made a horrible call, and he screwed me over pretty much. And since then, I've wanted justice. I've tried to get answers from him. He's ducked and dodged. I went as far as to say ask for a match for him. He chickened out. So that brings me to Ace. And instead of them giving it to me or just, me buying Ace, because I very well could, I'm just going to take over, make everyone suffer. And why not? That's what rich people do.
Oh, I love that, man. So he makes a bad call. You follow him to Ace. You take over. You get him where it hurts. Is that what you're trying to say? You get him where it hurts.
I want the suffering to be long lasting and extended, not just quick like that.
So am I asking too much if I ask who you're bringing to Ace to get that done?
Let's just say I'll put this out there. Let's just say that after watching their first show, which was on Facebook, they premiered it, I saw one diamond in the rough, one ace in the hole, so to speak. And while I can't reveal that name, everyone's going to be surprised. In fact, it could be anyone. It could be Victor Andrews. It could be C.W. Anderson. You just never know.
So it's definitely somebody who has already wrestled at Ace. You're just going to take them and make them that much better.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all about class, cash, and championships.
Oh, so man, I love that. I love that. Let's get to a few. Let's see what the fans are saying. Good evening, everybody. How you doing, Miss Peaches?
Hey, Peaches.
Really, Scott Larson? Okay, David, what's up? You had to ask about Prada. Yes, I had to ask about Prada. I'm sorry. I don't buy from Prada. I'm not that rich. I'm a poor guy. I'm a Walmart man. Sorry.
God.
I just, I got to be honest. Kenneth said, "What's up, Scott Larson? How long have you been doing this?" Almost 2 years, man. Almost 2 years, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Alexander says, "What's up?" And Chad Scott said, "Looking the part, how a pro should present themselves." And I'm pretty sure he's talking about you because
thank you.
I don't think Chad Scott's going to be calling me a pro, but if he did, I'll accept it. I'll accept it. So you wanted to be a manager. What manager out there kind of sparked you into wanting to be a manager? What manager did you watch like growing up, or did you see it that made you think, man, that's what I got to be?
Kind of my big four, kind of my Mount Rushmore. Gary Hart, Bobby Heenan, Jim Cornette, Sherry Martel.
So you're a big Jim Cornette fan. Do you listen to his podcast?
Every now and then. I don't, let's say this. I don't agree with everything he says, but the older I get, I do understand where he's coming from more.
I agree. I listen to every one of his shows, and I still don't agree with everything he says.
Right.
But it's always fun to watch. It's always fun to listen to, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You can talk for days, has opinion on everything. So
do I. Well, that's what makes it so great.
Hey,
and I'm wrong 90% of the time. Ask everybody out here.
God.
But it's fun. Hey, as long as I get people talking wrestling, that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. Controversy equals attention equals cash.
That's it.
I should know. Kind of the most controversial man in Georgia.
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about your history in wrestling in Georgia, man. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's not a love story. I put it that way.
So are you saying there's not a lot of people that love you in Georgia?
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. Sometimes when I see something that just is unacceptable, shouldn't happen, I speak about it, if it's someone who's a part of a clique, so to speak, and I'm sure there are cliques in every state in wrestling, but if something's wrong and I say something about it, immediately I'm the bad person. No article is written about the person who's made the atrocious act or did the horrible deed. I'm reported on. And each time it happens, though, I get booked. So, hey, whatever. Keep doing it.
Isn't that amazing how that happens? Sometimes I
Right.
do that. I'll just be, cruising through Facebook or whatever, see something that I just totally don't agree with. I'll
Right.
come on and I'll throw a big rant and a big tantrum. Next thing you know, I got 10 people wanting to be on hashtag truth. I hate
Yeah,
you, but
there
I
you
got
go.
to come on and talk with you. Isn't that the way it goes?
Absolutely. Every time, I'm like, Lord.
Oh, my
And this is one of those kind of figure out the longer you be in is you have your small circle, your core, people that are there from the beginning, that came along the way, but they stay consistent, they stay with you. And then you have these people that call you brother, but as soon as you leave the room, oh, I can't stand that piece of, all this. It is what
Not
it
in
is.
professional wrestling. They would never do that.
Never.
No.
Never. They love
No, not
everyone.
professional wrestling. Everything is on the up and up in professional wrestling, man. Come on now.
Always. Always. We all love each other.
So let me ask you, may I call you Mr. Nick?
Sure.
Mr. Nick, may I ask you, what do you think of today's wrestling versus yesterday's wrestling, as people would call it, old school wrestling?
Ooh. It's a sign I'm getting old, where some people consider old school to be like early 90s. But
well, it
honestly,
depends on when you were born, yeah.
Yeah, true. So I guess old school for me would be like the Jim Crockett Promotions. But just looking back at that to now, I see the need for certain things to change. Like, you can't really finish someone off of cross body block, for instance, I guess. It's not as believable anymore. But when it came to true psychology, selling, character, some of that is lost. And some of that ended when a lot of the majors didn't have managers.
Right.
And because a manager did more than just be the voice for the client, whoever they managed. Those subtle nuances when they're out there in the ring, they added to that person's character, the intimidation factor. It would really get the fans riled up when you see J.J. Dillon out there, and he didn't even have to hit anybody. He just loomed, stand over him. You're just anticipating that. That added to the match, that added to whoever he represented. I think that some of that is missing, and some people, and on the independent scene especially, some don't know how to use managers. And sometimes I sit there and I'm like, hey, you can use me. I'm supposed to come out with you. Use me. I did all these promos for you. And I can put together a match if you let me do it. Just saying.
Well,
Because
it's a lot of times in indies wrestling, and I'll use indies wrestling above, WWE and all that. In indies wrestling, that's usually what managers are used for. And I'm probably going to get yelled at for saying this by a lot of promoters or whatever, but a lot of them are used as mouthpieces. If you have a guy who is not good on the mic, but he's a great wrestler, great wrestling skills, tells the story in the ring, but he's not good on the mic, they'll give him a manager that has that voice, and 9 times out of 10 it'll pop. But I agree with you in saying that sometimes you can have that guy that has the whole package, but he's missing that little something to put him over the top, and that manager could be that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And another thing, with managed wrestling independent level, not only can I be the mouthpiece, I can also assist with the match. And to pull the curtain back a little bit, let's say if something goes wrong, because this isn't like Britney Spears choreography, things happen.
Right.
I'm there to pick up the pieces and kind of get things flowing again. So it doesn't. So disbelief isn't suspended. Isn't gone.
Right.
I help pull it together, and also, when I have someone, I'm a little old school with it. I would help with bookings, all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing like that behind the scenes as well. So it's a lot of bells and whistles.
It's awesome when you get your hands, in a lot of things. I mean, being a manager, like you said, help booking, it makes you, not that you weren't important to begin with, but it makes you more investable for a promoter or an industry to want you if you can do more than one thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
if you're just a manager, you're going to get a lot less bookings than if you can come in and help with storyline, help with, teaching the guys, to be on cue when certain things happen out there with a manager and things like that. And, so you got to have all kinds of hats. You got to be a teacher, a manager, and sometimes, if they don't understand your style of managing, sometimes you might have to bring in your own guy and say, hey, let us show you what it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think people take that for granted, like all the hard work, all the hats that go into it. Because I'm also had to pay attention to the match. I had to remember things in the match. I had to keep the crowd invested if something starts going kind of weird. I had to do all those different things. And in addition, the best thing you can ever do in this business is to be kind of like a Swiss Army knife, be able to do anything. So if I need to be I've even been a heel ring announcer before. I've done that. I'm like, let's try something different. Let's do this. And I asked the crowd, you ready for the next match? And they're all excited, ready. I said, well, too bad we're at intermission. And stuff like that.
That would have been cool to watch. I like that. I like that, man. So tell me some of the guys that you've managed so far in your career.
Okay. The absolute first person I ever managed is coming up on a year now. Nick Tramer. He wrestles. Well, he was wrestling out of Alabama. Now resides in Tennessee. We did several shows together. Love working with him. Xander Storm, who wrestles in Tennessee a lot, trying to expand. Awesome human being, great talent, really listens, which is very important. He listens. Because I stress that because at some point, we may not be together for the longest. And I like to bring them up if it's something lacking, like let's say promos. I want to help produce them. So okay, I want you to speak. I want you to take more of this. Stuff like that.
Right.
Other people have managed them West Georgia boys. Managed them, went to Texas together, competed against Rodney Mack, Jacobs, and Jazz, which was intimidating but fun. Took a huge bump that hurt for 3 days straight.
That's when you take one of them big bumps for the team, right?
Oh yeah, and I took it.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I better not get too far behind over here, or I'll get in trouble. A lot of people get upset if I don't put their things up on the screen. So,
got you.
Mr. Veen said that is a solid list when you were talking about managers. His is Heyman, Cornette, and Martel. Nice.
I like Heyman. Yeah.
Nice. Any publicity is good publicity. Get your name out there. That is true, good or bad. Very true.
Hashtag truth.
Hashtag truth. There you go. The onstage purpose for a manager is to be the hype man, the distraction, the strategy man, and the mouthpiece. That's his personal opinion.
I get that.
That covers all of it, really.
Yeah.
That really does. I mean, you had a lot of managers, and it just seemed like WWE and all of them have went away from, the big time managers, the way they had them back. I remember back in the 80s, like you said, when Heenan was doing it, they had all kinds of great managers back then. Cornette was doing it. Everybody, Cornette did the tag team thing, and you got Heenan had, Andre the Giant among, others. And it was just fun to watch them guys because you never knew going out to the ring what was going to happen because most of them managed heels. Right. A couple of them managed, the good guys, but for the most part, you had the heel manager out there, and it was always the question. The announcers always covered it. Watch out. What's Bobby Heenan going to do on the outside? What's the brain got going on out there? And, all it would take was that referee to turn his back and, smack in the head, choke on the ropes, just whatever. Sometimes it's a lost art. I mean, there are
absolutely
some good managers out there in the Indies now. I could name a few off the top of my head real easy. One's my partner. If I don't say that, he's going to kill me. But, if there are some that really get the managers, and there's a few that just come out and they're just a mouthpiece on the outside of the ring. And I'm not saying bad things, but they haven't been trained or they haven't been taught in the whole enchilada yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and sometimes that's an unfortunate thing, because it's so much more, like I said, than promos, and you have to know those nuances, what's going on in the ring, what's going on outside the ring, in that crowd, all those things. Or else, if you can't really help with that, you might as well be a ring post.
And as far as Mr. Veen saying the hype man, you're a good manager if you get out there and you're hyping the crowd. If you're a bad guy, you turn around, shut up, and just get the crowd involved, And that's really good. And I'll tell you, Heenan for the WWE right now is one of the best, man. He comes out with Brock Lesnar, and he used to do it with a bunch of others, but he's really got it going on, man, where he comes out and they boo him before he even opens his mouth on the mic or anything. And you're good when that happens. Or if you pick up the mic and you go to say something and they're already saying what you're about to say. That's when you feel good. That's when it's like, yeah, I got it. I got them right where I want them.
That's the best feeling in the world. Even when they're like calling you every name in the book other than your government name. It's like, got them.
Now let me ask you, man, have you ever had a situation where you had to be escorted to your car after a show or something, where you turned around and you got into it with, somebody out there in the audience and they took it personal for real?
Oh yeah. Had about 10 people wanting to get me after I did a whole thing with Duke the Dumpster Droese, who's my wrestling dad, or his age wrestling grandpa. But
there you go.
He I did a match with him, had my guys come in, the Prestige, Nick Tramer, Andrew Thomas, and the Movement, Chip Hazard, and Talon Williams. They all jumped him, then I pinned him because it's a no DQ match, bloodied him up, all that. Wow. I have pictures. But
oh man, you got to send me one of them, man. I'd love to see that.
After that match, it's like they're telling me there are people out here waiting for you. And so if one has a tire iron, I'm like, oh my God. So
I've heard things from, well, you're the first one to told me tire iron. I've heard tire irons, guns, machetes. Yeah. I've heard it all, man.
Thank God there were no guns. I was like, oh my God. But you never know. It's Tennessee. It's still real.
How people can get that serious about wrestling, right? I mean, when you go to a show, I mean, I don't use the F word. I never use the F word, but you know it's not real. You know what I'm saying? Get over yourselves. If your favorite guy loses, there's gonna be a next show. You know what I'm saying?
It's a storybook.
But you got
my comeuppance.
Oh, you got these people that want to go get their shotgun the second that their good guy loses. It's something, man.
Oh, the biggest thing I did too during the whole thing I had with Duke, whenever his fans would make comments on social media, because social media, people say that's a lost art. You can't really be heel in this on social media or work an angle. Oh, you absolutely can. You just gotta be creative. Whenever they make a comment on a post that I made about Duke, and Duke would comment, and one of his fans would comment, I would delete what they would say. And they would get so pissed.
That would get me. I'd keep coming. I would keep coming. You're right. I would. That would have done it for me.
Things. Oh, and then man. I said how they're all on food stamps. This is little things.
Oh yeah, you gotta be quick witted. That's one thing about social media. You gotta be quick witted. You gotta be able to come back with a good comeback.
Oh yeah.
You know, if you don't have that comeback skill, you know, then it's just gonna fall flat. But if you're a good heel and you got that comeback skill, and like you said, and you're creative with what you do, oh man, you could do a lot of things on social media, man. I mean, it's crazy.
Right. You got to experiment, just have fun with it, you know.
Urban Legend said, "Who let Ernest the Cat Miller on here?" Who is Ernest the Cat Miller?
Who is Urban Legend? But anyway,
You've never heard of the legend?
that must have been a dead legend. I don't know.
Oh no! Oh, you'll have to go back and watch #Truth when I interviewed Urban Legend.
Oh man.
He said, "A legend like him." That's right.
Oh wow.
But
you know, I
man,
might listen to that interview if I need, you know, because I'm out of Z-Quill, so that'll work.
Oh snap! I love it. Oh, he said that. Well, wait a minute. You'd be talking about me too, then. Oh,
I mean, you might keep me up, but it won't be enough to make up the compensate for that. So I'm just saying.
You hurt my sensitive little Westwing, my sensitive little Westwing feelings.
I mean, as long as we don't get tired, we're good.
Oh my goodness! So, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen at a wrestling event? Being a manager.
Oh wow. It was one show. It was an adult show, and had this one lady and stuff. You know, I was like heckling her and all that. She kept heckling back. She gets really mad. I'm proud of who I am, and she like flips up her shirt and shows her breasts. I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, there you
Man,
made you feel like a rock star, didn't it?
No, the milk went bad, but it was. Just,
oh my gosh! Oh,
but good for her.
Urban Legend said, "Up here looking like you jumped off a European boat with that goofy ass hat on." Oh my gosh!
Jumped off a boat, but you just jumped on my, you know. But anyway.
Oh snap! Oh man!
Got to pay $5 and you can't afford it.
Quick. He laughed at that one. He thought it was good. Oh my goodness, man!
I like to have fun with it. You got to.
So, have you ever went into an organization, a wrestling organization, and them ask you to do something as a manager or to manage somebody, and you just flat out refuse to do it? I mean, like the guy was too green, or the storyline they had you in just didn't make sense. Did you ever refuse?
Absolutely. I can't say I won't say the guy's name, but they wanted me to manage him, and this guy just has like the worst rep everywhere. And
he's
I told him,
not a good wrestler, or he's just not a good mic guy.
Not a good mic guy, not a good wrestler, and one of those people where it's just, oh god, I hate to say it, but I don't because I'm a heel, a crappy person.
Oh, okay. So he's just all around crappy.
Right. And it's just like one of those things like that. I want my name attached to this person. It's like it's not worth it.
Like see, you came back, you clashed wits with him, and he likes you, man. See that's how you get people to like you in the wrestling business, man. You get right up there and you match wits with them, man, and automatically he fell in love with you. That's awesome.
I appreciate it. Oh, another thing that had me at a show, they first show coming in managing someone, they want me to take like this huge bump, and I look at the guy, and you know, I'm usually a team player because you know you have to be in wrestling.
Right.
And I'm looking, I'm like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And they're like, well, why not? I said, it's my first show here. We got to tell a story. Me doing all this, you got to build to it. If I'm coming in doing that, everyone saw me get my comeuppance, it's over.
Yeah, once you do that, what are you gonna, like you said, what are you gonna build to? I mean, there's
no money in that
after that.
Huh. There's no money in that, and
you can get hurt.
Yeah,
and then you're not making money at all.
Right. So
I
someone's got
mean,
to
I
pay
mean,
for
that's
the
the one
medal.
thing that people got to realize when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestlers, managers, or anybody
Yeah.
who goes out there, even referees who put it all out on the line out there, man, they're not going to do something foolish
Right.
and get injured unless they're sure, number one, that they're safely going to get out of it, or number two, like you said, it has to be something that has to be built,
Yeah.
and then it's going to get a big. You're going to bring the house down with something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Because it always gets that pop. If I like almost get caught, slip away, then when I finally, the guy finally gets me, that's when it resonates. That's what matters. People satisfied. And also
David
another
said,
thing
"Who's
too.
making money out here?" I like that. Some people
Me.
actually make a little bit of money. Some
Yeah.
people make a little bit of money.
I'm coming up, and and not to sound like evil or anything, but the best thing for me, even though I'm a resident of Georgia, is leaving Georgia, getting bookings other places. That's what's helped me, up my profile, and it's helped me out a lot tremendously.
Right. And that's the same with wrestlers. Also, I'm finding out a lot of wrestlers are telling me, Scott, hey, I've wrestled here in North Carolina forever, but now I'm realizing Georgia's the place to be, and Florida's the place to be, and Tennessee and West Virginia, and man, the crowds there are they might not be bigger, but they're different. Some crowds are more into it than others, and you find out, some places you might sell merchandise better than you do others. If you have a big merch table. And some of that makes a difference, man. It really does.
And even too, if you get to work those different areas, like there's a difference. There's a small difference of being a heel in the South versus if you go up north. Just little nuances and stuff. Like I can get away with talking about people and their EBT cars and stuff like that here in the South. That may not fly well up north. Like, oh, whatever.
You go up to Milwaukee and tell them about an EBT card, man. They pull a 9 on you real quick.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Right? Or you can't talk about someone's girlfriend up north like you can down here. Call them bucktooth or whatever. Up there, you do that, and man, yeah, you're definitely getting an escort, a police escort to your car.
Like I'm not trying to go out in a body bag or anything like that.
Right? No doubt. No, I was born up north and switched back and forth from Wisconsin to Mississippi and Tennessee. So I'm a rebel-fied Yankee, basically.
There you go.
And now I've settled down here in South Carolina, and that's where I'm here to stay for the rest of my life. But I have family back up in Wisconsin. We go up and visit all the time, and next time I go up there, we're planning a trip next year. I'm going to go up there, and I'm actually going to be going to some wrestling places up there in Milwaukee. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I've got a friend of mine whose brother and father used to work in the wrestling business, and they're still close to a lot of the indie shows up there. And I'm going to get up there and go to some indie shows, man, and take my show up there. So it's going to be fun.
Do it. Get that traveling going.
Oh yeah, got to. I'm looking into I do this, on Facebook Live, and this is how I actually do my show, but I'm actually talking. The wife is basically the person who runs my business. So we're actually looking into getting a decent laptop for me to take all my equipment, my microphones and things, and so we can take it on the road. So that's the next step for #Truth. And we're finding a way to get internet, to it and everything, and yeah, we're taking it on the road because, like you said, there's no better way to do it than to head to the shows, man. What better way to talk to the wrestlers than to get them right after a match or, right before a match or something like that. And that's good TV, man.
And that's good for them as well. It's what sometimes another thing that I get in trouble for saying out loud on Facebook is that there are too many in the business who do not take advantage of getting on a podcast, doing any backstage interviews. It's like how else are people supposed to get invested in you, your character?
Dude, that was the thing back in the day. NWA's bringing that back, the old style of, right after a match, walking over and talking to the host of the show, and I loved it, man. I'm gonna watch that as long as they carry it down there in Atlanta,
Definitely.
man. That's you got to get down there and get on that show in Atlanta, that NWA, the rebirth of NWA down there, because that is going to be one hot show.
That's definitely the goal. Hopefully them, if not them, I really like MLW or Impact even.
MLW, Impact, Ring of Honor, if you like that style. I mean, all of it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no wrong answer when you find television.
Right.
There's no wrong answer when you find television. If you find television anywhere, that at least puts you out there to a wider audience.
Oh, absolutely.
Facebook, social media is okay. You're gonna have your supporters and things like that. But with TV, you've always got that thing you can fall back on. You know what I mean? It's and it also looks very good on a resume.
You can charge more.
That's what I'm saying. It looks good on a resume, man. You walk up, to an indie show and they're like, well, what have you done? Well, looky here. I did a little TV down in Alabama, and I know what how to do the cues on the cameras and things like that. They don't have to teach you nothing. Oh, well, you're worth a little bit more. You know what I mean? Let me pay you a little bit more. You got any friends that want to come down?
Oh man. And that's
Jordan Payne said, hey, Scott. Hey, C. Nick. Jordan Payne of No Pain, No Gain Wrestling Podcast has joined #Truth. Jordan, I love your show, brother. Thanks for having me on the other day. It was awesome. But it's amazing the way wrestling, kind of falls back to the old ways. They get away from it, and then now they're turning and going right back to the old ways again. And it's pretty cool, man. And it's the same thing with the wrestling in the ring. I think, I love the high flyers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's always going to be those guys that, just wow. You can't even describe what they do. They're so good at it. But everybody loves the grounded pound old days where people got in there and it looked like they truly hated each other's guts, and kayfabe was real, and even when they left the locker room and stuff like that and walked out into the parking lot, they were still throwing words at each other, getting into their cars. Them were the good old days, man.
I like stuff like that. Even at an indie show, I'll do that. I see people in the car. I'll say thing. Hold on. This Alexa is getting weird. I didn't even say Alexa, but
she wants to be on #Truth, man. She knows where it's at.
She got her own thing. But
she could ask you some better questions than I could, probably.
Like I would hurl insults out at the opponent and stuff. I say, hey, how's it feel? You lose and you get back in your Chevy, stuff like that. And so we're getting in the Tesla. So it's just, so that and the fans be outside booing. And then, let's say if I'm riding with a face, I do weird things. I hide under a blanket. I just won't be seen. Or I get out of the car later. It's just, this stuff like that's kind of a lost art too. And I just like to give them that.
It definitely is, man. Everybody's screaming, kayfabe needs to come back. It does. I would love to see kayfabe make a 100% spin and come back. It'll be really hard though, the way social media and the way everything is today, where everybody's got video cameras, attached to their right arm. So, it's going to be very hard to do, but I think a lot of companies do a good job of it. They try to keep secret some of the storylines, or somebody that's going to come in as a surprise. You can still do that nowadays.
Oh yeah.
There's different ways of doing it, but for the most part, man, it's really hard to keep kayfabe.
Oh yeah. The best thing I've done though once, after a show, sometime after show, you might go to Waffle House, Applebee's, or something like that. And one day we're all sitting there at Jersey Red. We're sitting there in Applebee's, and some fans walk by, like, "Oh my God, you're sitting with him! Remember what he did to you?" I'm like, "They're sitting with me because they're losers, and I made them pay for my meal. Then we got it all on one ticket."
See, that's good. That's good.
but I PayPal them all later. But I showed them.
Right.
I showed the fan the receipt. I said, "You see this? They paid for me." So it's those
See,
little
that's
things,
awesome right there. See, man, and that'll bring them back to the next show.
Yeah.
Hey, and more than likely back to the same restaurant because they're going to see if they do it again the next week.
Yep. I get a lot of people pay for my meal. No.
See, that would be awesome. Now, let me ask you something, man. You managed a lot of people. There is a ton of wrestlers out there in the indies scene, man. Is there one out there that you would like to manage, that one of these wrestlers you'd like to manage that you haven't managed yet?
Ooh, oh man, that's a good one. I think about Franco Varga. I would love to manage him. We can kill it with promos together. That'd be awesome. Everybody would hate us.
That would be. You guys would look good together too, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I gotta get him a match in Kango. That's kind of required.
Oh yeah, I mean, you come out there looking all slick, and him coming out there. Yeah, man, that would be something.
Him, this guy wrestles out of Georgia. Drew Duckworth. He goes by Pale Horse Josie Quinn. Would love to do something with him. Cyrus wrestles out of Georgia. Great big man. Even Logan Creed, who's making a lot of noise lately, which is well deserved. He's worked his butt off. I PG it. He's worked his butt off, and he deserves everything he's getting. Awesome human being as well.
Now here's a good question that I'm about to put up here. Jersey Red asked the question, and I'm going to kind of add to the question. You can answer her question first, and then I'm going to add to the question. She says, what's your take on female wrestlers?
For the most part, the ones that are trained and have worked hard, love them. They've come a long way because for a long time, the credible female wrestlers were not getting a second look unless they were in the diva mode, so to speak. I'm glad the times have changed. With that said, there are some, and this will be a little controversial what I say, but there are some that still want to play that kind of diva role and don't do the hard work, but because, they wink an eye or something and they get booked on the show with limited training, and it just it kills me because I see a lot of these women out here working hard, like Aja Pereira, Savannah Evans, Nina Monet, Brooklyn Creed. They put so much effort and work into their craft, and then you have people like that just pop up on the show and they haven't really trained that much, and it kills me when you have these women who work so hard, look good, and can wrestle, and you don't put them on.
And trust me, us wrestling fans that have been watching wrestling for 30 years can point them girls out in a heartbeat when they get in the ring. We're looking, going, what? After two moves, it's like, what are you even doing in there? Okay, you're eye candy, I get it, but why are you in the ring?
And that's the thing. Even honestly, at the risk of sounding chauvinistic, eye candy is nice, but it gets old after a while, and you move on to the next. I
mean, you gotta be able to wrestle.
Yeah,
and I love wrestlers that can, female wrestlers that can wrestle. Now, here's my added part to her question. It says, "What's your take on female wrestlers? And would you manage a female wrestler if the right one came along?"
Oh, absolutely, I would. I would love to do something with Aja Pereira. I think she's amazing. Ravana Zen. Then we could do like a fun gimmick with that. Even there's one out of, I think, Indiana. Max, her last name escapes me, but she is incredible. Great look. She's improving match to match. I would love to do something with her where she's like a silent killer. I'm just causing all kind of crap.
See, that's it. A lot of people don't. A lot of managers and a lot of people who look at managers think that managers are just somebody who stands outside of the ring and cheats all the time. But a manager is an extension of the wrestler in the ring.
Right.
And sometimes a manager and a wrestler don't gel. It just don't gel. But when you find that manager and wrestler that do gel, it's magic, man. And you can see it's magic because they know what the other guy's going to do in the ring. They know when the blind eye is turned. They know when they're going to do their little, the manager's going to do their little stick on the outside. The manager knows when, the wrestler's going to slide out and do the timeout thing. They know where to be on the outside, to be there to cuddle them and do the, okay, you're okay. All right, let's talk. Let's huddle up and do our thing and get back. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when a manager and a wrestler have it together, and you can tell when they don't, because none of that will click. It'll look like, okay, wait a minute, I slid out. Where's my manager? Where's my, if it don't work, you can tell. And it comes from work too. You can get that from work, but it's a lot better if you have it to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. And chemistry can be learned, but it's not as good as it is when it's just organic, natural, just boom, okay, we click. That's how I feel with Nick Tramer. We just click. We list each other. He came out, he comes out of the ring and stuff, powders to me. I said, oh, there. We got to get out of here. We got some girls in Nashville. Let's get out of here. Just stuff like that,
It's always good, man. Now tell us, before I get to my next segment, which everybody likes, we're going to do Name Drop. I don't know if you're familiar with Name Drop, but we're going to do a segment called Name Drop. I'm going to give you 5 names that you know in your history, and you can tell me friend, foe, or what have you. But before we get to that, wait a minute. What did I miss? Oh, yeah. I'm losing my mind. It's all this medicine I take. I got you. But I've got one more question for you, man. In the upper echelon, as people like to call it, of wrestling, is there any wrestler up there that you would love to manage or take a shot at managing?
Ooh,
Uh-oh, we're losing them.
If he's because restaurant,
There we go. Oh, I lost him completely. That's okay. Here we go. He popped back in. Let's see if we can get him in.
Oh,
There he is.
there we go. All right. But
all right.
you
The
mentioned
question
upper echelon.
was, yeah.
It'd be maybe Seth Rollins, only because, not saying I'm the greatest person in the world, but his promos are really hit or miss, sometimes more on the miss side. If he had that promo game together, that'd just be so much better for him. He'd definitely be money. Not saying he isn't now.
Right.
Because more people know Seth
I
Rollins than
agree
me.
with that. I agree with that assessment, because there's sometimes I just cringe when I watch him do some of his promos.
Yeah.
That one where he got the tar beat out of him and he was laying up against the ring after Brock Lesnar beat the crap out of him, and he was acting like he was crying and he was about to give up. I was like, dude, that doesn't even look truthful, dude. You can tell that's totally bad. But yeah,
so that acting together.
Right. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's get to it, man. Name drop. All right, I'm going to give you 5 names. You tell me good, bad, shoot, foe, friend. Give me a story, anything. First name on the list, Dalton Wade.
King Protein.
Uh-oh, I'm losing you again.
Are you losing? Okay.
Wait a minute. Our internet kind of went off again. Let's see.
Okay.
It looks like we got you back. Go ahead.
Okay. Dalton Wade, the king of protein starts. I think seems like a caring guy for most. He's all right. He just needs to, stop being so much protein. Just saying.
Okay. Quick and to the point. I like it. I'm going to give you a couple of ace guys now. First one, Cade Seidel.
Talented, but not on my radar as a manager. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
Can't afford me.
I like it. Oh, can't afford you. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I'm pretty sure he'll love to hear that. Next one. We're going to have him on tomorrow night. Joseph Edwards.
Next.
I lost you again.
Oh, you heard me?
Your internet came out. There we go. Now you're back. Well, I lost you totally. We're gonna play in and out, but we're gonna get these answers, folks, for this name drop. He's gonna come in, he's gonna come out, but we're gonna get this done, man, ain't we, Nick?
Oh yeah, you said Joseph Edwards?
Yes, sir. Joseph Edwards.
Gross. Next.
Gross. Next. Okay. All right. Here's one that I know you'll love. Matthew Gibson.
Oh, God. Oh.
I didn't hear it. I lost you again.
Oh, gross.
The internet's just like going in and out. These names are so bad for you, I guess, that the internet just doesn't want to hear them.
You got me.
So Matthew Gibson, you said gross also?
Yeah, troll. It's a troll too.
Troll. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're really gonna love the last one then. James Hunter.
Coward. Absolute coward. Worst ref in history. I'm gonna talk to the people at AML. He should not be the senior official because he does not know how to make calls. He needs to get, like, I don't know what's wrong with his eyes. You know, even Stevie Wonder could see that I was not eliminated from the Battle Royal. I'm just saying.
It's amazing how clear your internet got when James Hunter came up.
It's his evil. I don't know.
You started talking bad about James Hunter, everything got clear. Everything started moving great. It was awesome, man.
Oh, one more thing on Joseph Edwards.
Yes, sir.
He is not in a rock band. Everyone knows he's in a Britney Spears cover band. Just saying.
Oh,
he's
snap.
more pop than punk.
Now, you do know I'm having Joseph Edwards and Tyler Schaefer on tomorrow night on # Truth, correct?
Oh, yeah, 2 little Jonas Brothers boys. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow, man. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow. I want you to say that to their face, man.
I'm going to say even more when I see them on October 19th, this Saturday.
Oh.
Rayford, North Carolina.
Yeah, at the Polk County High School gym, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to bully them like they got bullied in high school.
Oh, snap. You're going to throw them in a locker, are you?
Oh, yeah. Give them swirlies, everything. They're used to it. I mean, you're an adult. It's no longer considered bullying, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. In today's world, you never know, man.
I mean, they haven't hit puberty yet, so that's another story. But you know.
Oh man!
So nothing's
dropped. You are working them hard, brother. Working them hard.
I'm just saying.
So I'm guessing you don't like the guys at Ace. I'm just taking that small hint.
I mean, some could say that, yes.
So,
he's not a fan of cowards.
So what are you going to call Ace Wrestling when you take it over?
Oh, Prada Championship Wrestling.
Prada Champion. I'll never understand it. Somebody will have to explain it to me. I know.
I'll invite you to the show, but here's the thing. There are no free tickets, and tickets will start at $100.
No free tickets, and wow, the tickets for that show are as expensive as the products, right?
Yeah. You got to keep up the image, you know? Can't let anybody come in. I don't want all the people that look like the fans that are in Rayford, North Carolina, to be showing up in my Pride of Championship Wrestling show.
Oh, snap. Then that means us down here in Chesney ain't got a chance.
Nope.
Wow, man. So you're not going to let me come in?
10% off.
Oh, okay. $90. All right. I might be able to swing that.
It'd be my tax write-off, that's.
I'll have to make my wife work double shifts this week, but I think I can swing that.
I'll do it. And this show, October 19th, I just might bring my assistant, Maxwell.
You have an assistant. Tell me about the assistant. I didn't hear about that.
Oh, Maxwell does everything for me. He's my videographer. He carries all my bags. He orders my food for me. He does everything that I need. Schedules my appointments. All that.
Does he feed you with the fork and spoon and everything? I mean, does he do it all?
Yeah, he better.
Wow. So how much money does this cat make?
I mean, sometimes I give him,
the money's right. I might apply for the job, is what I'm saying.
Sometimes I give him 200. Sometimes I give him a new suit. I can't have anyone near me looking horrible. So I mean, he'll never look as good as me. But
where do I turn in my resume, man?
Hey, I mean, you could I'll put it this way. You can message me. I'll work some out. Also, as long as you are supporting, Boot and Hill, who sells my merch, and several other wrestlers' great merchandise. So go to bootandhill.com.
Okay.
Search for C. Nick. Plug. And
that's what we're here for, man. Plug away. Tell people where you're going to be coming up. Other than we know you're going to be at Ace, you're going to take over Ace this Saturday. But where are you going to be after that? Do you have any other plans coming up?
Always. I'm the most in-demand manager in wrestling going today. I'm always somewhere. I will be October 26th in Athens, Georgia. Go Dogs. I will be at the Southern Brewing Company for Southern Violence and Wrestling, SVW.
I know you just did not say Go Dogs after the game they had this Saturday.
Hey, I'm still supportive. I just need to buy them a new coach. Just saying.
I had to throw that in, man. I had to throw that in.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
I'll be there. Athens, Georgia. That show is going to feature something for everyone. If you like hardcore matches, we have an intergender triple threat hardcore match with Aja Pereira, Ravana Zen, and Ryan Murdoch. Also on that show, You're going to see a first-time ever matchup. The world-class brute, the Hoss of the South, Aiden Wright, who's an awesome wrestler. He's going to take on the weapon of Sass Destruction, Effie.
Wow, that sounds like an interesting match.
Oh, yeah. And, if you like Hoss fights, our Hoss fight champion, Hawk Thomas, he'll be defending there. Our SVW heavyweight champion, Axelrod, March of Madness, will be taking on Charlie Anarchy. And anything can happen when Charlie Anarchy's in a match. This is going to be crazy.
I like the name. Charlie Anarchy. That's a wrestling name right there, man.
And it's not false advertising. He brings anarchy. He starts riots. So, yeah.
Nice.
And right now, you can buy until October 19th, which is the show I'll be at in Rayford for Ace. You have until October 19th to buy VIP tickets for SVW. That VIP ticket will get you up close and personal and will get you a free Southern Brewing Company beer. And their beers are awesome. I'm more of a champagne man, but their beer is great.
Okay. Wow, man. That's awesome. I love that, dude. You were ready for that. You know how many people I've asked and they stutter through that? Wait a minute.
Let me check my calendar.
I'm here this week. Wait a minute. I'm here now. Dude, it looked like you was reading from a script, dude. I mean, that was just great.
Hey, you got to be on it.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes you, and don't take this the wrong way, but that's what makes you a great mouthpiece right there, man.
Hey,
you got it going on.
Got to. I hate it when guys don't know where the hell they're going. You got to know where you're going, right?
Right. And you got to know where you've been, too, because if I ask you, you got to know where you've been. You got to answer the hard questions, man. That's why you're in the hot seat. And Buddy, you have extinguished the hot seat. Let me tell you, the hot seat was nothing for you. You did a great job, man. I appreciate you coming on Hashtag Truth, man.
2 announcements real quick. I'm going to have, before this year is over, although I said I was not going to compete in the ring anymore, I have 2 matches lined up. And one of those matches that's coming up will be against my arch nemesis, Duke.
Of course, you
So
freeze
stay tuned
up.
to all my social media.
Say that one more time, because you said "do" and you just froze up. So say it again.
Oh, I have a match with my arch nemesis coming up, Duke the Dumpster Drozy. That'll be happening sometime in December. So stay tuned for all that. To my social media to find out where that'll be and for what promotion. And then that guy that I can't stand, that troll, Matthew Gibson. I just might step in the ring against him at some point this year.
I saw the challenge on your Facebook page being put out. That's why I put him on Name Drop. I saw the challenge thrown out there. So yeah,
hearing his name makes me sick. It means from Alabama, so gross.
What's gross about, whoa! What's gross about Alabama, man?
Where'd I begin?
Oh, come on, man! What do you think about Mississippi? Tell me about what do you think about Mississippi?
Gross. Ugh.
What's wrong? Well, now wait a minute. Now I got family down in Mississippi. You gonna tell?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you got family there. I mean, you got to move them out.
When I make my millions, I promise I'll move them out.
I'm gonna hold you to that too. I'll be looking. You might win that scratch off.
Well, you help me get on TV and help me make my millions, man. And I'll definitely bring you with me.
I do that. Hey, I put it out there in the world. I would love to do NWA since it's not far from me. That's the one time I would love to do something local. Otherwise, but
there you
MLW,
go, man.
Love to do that.
There you go. Well, see, Nick, man, I'm glad you came on Hashtag Truth, brother. You are invited to come back anytime you want. Tell us what's going on, man. Tell us who you're managing, what's going on. I will definitely be looking for you to take over Ace this Saturday. I'm going to hold you to your word. If not, I'm going to call you out, man. I'm going to call you out if you don't take it over.
And one more thing, too. We were talking about the female wrestler thing.
Yes.
For you all, for the women out there, it's nothing wrong with, looking good. Just make sure you can work, because think about this. Sable looked really good at one point, but she got boring as hell real quick because people move on. Don't be like Sable.
I heard that. There you go. And that is the Hashtag Truth. We'll see y'all tomorrow when I will be interviewing Joseph Edwards and Tyler Schaefer of
Jonas Brothers.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night.